Hi everyone. So coming up next is Alamanda Shantika, the President Director at Binar Academy. Alamanda first made her name at Indonesia's only Decathlon ride-hailing and logistic company, Gojek. After dedicating years to building the transport and logistic company, she is now busying herself with Binar Academy, a coding college that offers full scholarship to talented students from all backgrounds, aiming to bridge the gap between formal education and the needs of the economy. So, hi, Alamanda.
Hi, Kiara. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you so much for taking your time, out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. I'm happy to
Yeah,
be here.
that's nice. So yeah, I mean, like for today's talk show, we're talking about the topic revolving around critical thinking and also agile mindset. And we all know that you've been a big advocate for these two top skills. So can you just first tell us, like, what is first principle thinking?
Yeah. So first principle thinking is I think Elon Musk has mentioned this many times. It's basically a physics way of thinking. So it's a way of thinking, but what is it is how to get this principle thinking on your mind is basically you boil things down into their fundamental truths and reason up from there as opposed to reasoning something. So we often see problem only on the surface level, right? So for instance, like in Binar, I have a problem right now. Our traction in the academy is not good as last month, right? But if we ask more question, we will get many reason from there. Say, for example, if we ask again, why is the traction is not good as last month? Maybe because our post in Instagram is uh, not good enough in this month, or so then our followers growth is not good enough, or maybe because our website is not have a good information for student to sign up in our program. So there are many reasons behind one problem, right? And if we don't dig deeper into this fundamental or core issues, we cannot get a good solution because every issues has different solution. And if we don't look at the how many percent this issue impacts the surface issue, so then the solution is not right? So yeah, that's basically first principle thinking, how we boil things down, and then we get the data, we analyze how big is the impact for the problem, and then start getting solution or crafting the solution from the biggest problem, from the core issue. Yeah, that's basically a first principle thinking.
I see. Yeah, that's very interesting because, we're able to like break it down into like methods, and like I'm sure our audience here, found it very helpful to, know a little bit deeper on what that principle means and like how can they
Yeah,
use it in their
and
daily life.
it's also like very important when we want to create some ideas or we want to create some startup even, because I have this experience like 3 years ago. Some startup pitched to me, education startup pitched to me, and they said that they want to build a website that has a list of university and the major and everything. And then I asked them, why you want to build this startup? They said because of many Indonesian uh, took a wrong major in the college. And I asked again why the Indonesian took a wrong degree, because there are many reasons behind that, right? Maybe because of their parent asked them to take a certain degree, right? There are many people in Indonesia still have that kind of mindset, right? And the second one, maybe because of they simply just following their friends or their best friends, and they don't know exactly what will they learn in that major. So after you break it down and you see which one is the biggest problem, then you craft the solution, then that's gonna be the right solution, right? So if the biggest problem is because of they're just following their best friend, so maybe the solution will not be creating a website of list of university, right? So maybe it should be like changing the mindset and changing how they choose the degree. Yeah, things like that.
I see, I see. Yeah, I think like, it is something that, our participants can keep in mind while building their, hackathon
Yeah,
project for the upcoming 36 hours. So that's very interesting.
exactly.
So, yeah, when we hear the word like critical thinking, we assume that, it's like one big skills, but there are a lot of like underlying skills to be able to critically think. So, what kind of skills do we need for critical thinking?
Yeah, what kind of skills? I would say like analyzing, questionings, and connecting the dots and seeing the pattern. Because in this world, there are many patterns that we can see if we have that critical thinking, and synthesizing, evaluating, because in critical thinking, basically you learn from failures. So I will explain this a bit more on the next question, which is how to improve our critical thinking, right? So I have 6 way to improve your skill on all the skills that I mentioned before. Is the first thing is be aware of everything in your life, every moment in your life, self-awareness. And then the second thing is open your heart and mind. The third one is start questioning and listen. The fourth one is be fearless of failure. And the next one is map out all the problems, thoughts, data, and connect the dots. And the last one is find solution and learn the lesson. So let's start with the first one, being aware. So you need to be aware of everything, really everything that happened in your life, because we try to questioning everything, like why I built Binar, start questioning things like that, why I choose this college, why I choose to join this Garuda hack, right? So when you start questioning, you will get more answer, and you will have more like a purpose to do something. So being aware is the first exercise, the first practice to be critical. And the second one is open your heart and your mind, because a lot of people want to be critical, but they don't want to listen, they don't want to open their heart. And if you don't open your heart, you cannot get feedback, you cannot um, like analyzing the feedback, right? So that's also important. And the third one is again, start questioning and listen. And the questioning part is not questioning the what, but questioning the why and the how. Say, for example, someone asked me about do I need to choose to work, build my career in this company or being an entrepreneur? So I answer her like, I'm not the one uh, who should answer that kind of question, because you are the one who live your life, right? So I told them I will tell her about the how and the why. How if I will be in her position. So start questioning the why, not the what and how we can do it. And that's actually when you meet someone that can be your mentor, you ask the how and the why is more important. And analyzing the why and the how will bring you the thought process of someone. Say, for example, when I read a book, I will analyze how the author uh, the thought process of the author. So that's the third one, and the next one is be fearless and of failure, because your critical thinking will build by failing. So, and the next one is map out all the problems and your thoughts and get the data, more accuracy, and after that you connect the dots. And the last one is, yeah, find the solution and keep learning the lesson. It's just like exercising, for me, like exercising golf, right? I keep failing for the first to 10 session, but after I analyze, I repeat again, try, analyze, fail, and keep going.
That's really interesting. And I think that resonated a lot with our participants because here in Garuda Hacks, we encourage our participants not just to develop any IT solutions, but IT solutions that can actually solve Indonesia's most pressing issues, right?
Yeah.
In health, economics, and also yeah, the education sector. So hopefully, like our participants here can, apply those methods within the 36-hour later, starting from, being very aware with, what the problems are, into being able to like analyze it and then break it down and also connect the dots. So that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah. So going on to the next question about effort impact analysis. So how to work out like what to prioritize?
Yeah, so there are many frameworks out there to prioritize things. First, maybe I will explain about why do we need to prioritize things, right? So why do we need to do that? Is because say, for example, when you work for a product team, especially creating an app, there will be many ideas coming from all the departments in your company, and they want you to build it fast for them. And we cannot do all the features that they want, even though we have like, I will say, like thousand of engineers, we cannot do it. So it really it's very important for us to prioritize things, so then we can get more impact and less effort. So that's how to prioritize. We analyze first about the impact of, say, one feature. And we also analyze the effort, how many people that we need, and how many manpower, how many hours, or especially in agile methodology or scrum, we use like a story point. So how many story point to finish these features. And then after we analyze that, we prioritize based on which one has the most impact and less effort. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, since in this hackathon, most of our participants will also be working in teams to like develop the features of their application. Um, yeah, can you like expand more on like how will the methods that you just elaborated before will be applicable like for the next 36 hours of their hackathon experience?
Yes. So maybe you can start uh, with thinking about in the customer perspective, which one will give more impact, and try to analyze the effort. And if the effort is big, you can also do something else. Maybe if you think that the impact is great, but the effort is still big, so you can try something else. Say for instance, if you look at Tokopedia or Gojek new features, new product, they always launch it not on the native app, but they built some kind of like web view that when you press on the app, but it will trigger to open a web browser inside your app. So that can be used also to like, after you prioritize, and then you you look at again, is there any less effort solution that we can do it.
I see. All right. That's very interesting. So, going back to talk about effort impact analysis, like how can we prioritize like our options when everything feels so like important?
Yeah. So yeah, it depends on the company. So we in the management level, we have a target, right? So sometimes the target is different on each company. Say for example, especially in startup industry, they sometimes look at only the user traction, not on the revenue side for the early stage. So yeah, first we need to define the strategy first, the high level strategy, which one is like fit for our company right now. And then after that, we boil things down, we dig deeper, we divide it into a funneling. So then like, say for example, in marketing, the funnel, it's more onto like branding and awareness, but from the commercial side, it will be like on the revenue part. So after we break it down into the funnel, then we know our target, our KPI or OKR. We usually use OKR in startup, and then after that, we can look at, is this feature will bring us to the objective or not. So yeah, again, in the agile methodology, we use the user story that always has an objectives. So then we really can calculate the impact of the things that we want to build.
I see. So, talking about agile mindset, I think most of us are not familiar with it. So, can you like expand more on what is agile mindset?
All right. So yeah, it's really interesting. I learned about Agile since like many years ago, and I fell in love with Agile. And if you are in Indonesia, you can buy the book written by Jeff Shatterland, and I wrote the testimony in on the cover of the book. And interestingly, that book, I love it so much. Like 5 years ago, I kept the book under my pillow every night. And suddenly, the publisher in Indonesia wanted me to write the testimony. And then yeah, so agile methodology basically is for us to build software. And so we call it software development life cycle. But interestingly, this methodology can be used for everything, even in my own life, in my relationship. I use like agile methodology because if you learn about the essence of being agile, being more adaptive, agility, it really like building your critical thinking as well. So many people see agile as becoming faster, but for me, being agile is not becoming faster, but becoming better over the time. Because in agile we keep learning from failure. So because the iteration is faster than the waterfall. So like say for instance, in waterfall we build software with only one iteration in 6 months, but in agile the 6 months will be divided into sprint cycle, which has only 2 weeks. So we keep learning every 2 weeks. We keep getting the feedback every 2 weeks. So the feedback is the most important part in Agile. So then we can improve ourselves not only on the product level, but also for the team, because in Scrum we have this session called Scrum retrospective. It's not reviewing the product, but we are reviewing the team, and trying to get our voice out so everyone can express what they're feeling in the past 2 weeks and what they've learned. So yeah, that's the essence of agile. Again, for me, agile is really like not only like the way of building things, building product, but you can implement in your life. And in agile, also we don't stick to the plan, because if you look at my life, if we learn from my life, my dream when I was like 15 years old is become a minister of education. But after I graduate from high school, and after I graduate from college, my career is not in education at all. I went to many digital startup companies, but at the end, my dream is still the same, and finally I built Binar. So the plan can be changed, but our objectives is still the same. That's agile.
I see. That's really amazing. And going on to your like career a little bit, like you mentioned that you work at multiple digital startup company and also like even at like one of Indonesia's largest unicorn company. So like um relating it to like agile mindset and also critical thinking, like how often, like how essential are those skills based on your experience working at Indonesia's largest unicorn company?
Yeah, it's really interesting question because I work in the software team for almost like 7 years, and we always have a fixed process that called agile, right? And this process is really like helping us to work because when I work for other team outside the software engineering team, I got confused because they don't have the process, they don't have like the governance to do all the things. So yeah, process, people, process, and tools for me is the most fundamental things to build a team. So agile helps me to put everything in place.
I see. And then, yeah, for everyone, for our audience, we're open for like Q&A. So if you guys have any question, just drop it on the comment. Right now, we have one question from Bobby Saputra. He's
Yeah.
asking, how if our team is not ready to make a commitment, like how should we resolve it, and also, or must we start, or we must, or should we start making uh uh let me just rephrase the question, or we must
Yeah,
start for
yeah.
a small team that already have a commitment. Yeah,
If our team is not ready for make a commitment, or we must start from small team that already have commitment. Okay. um Commitment. So yeah, I also learned that commitment is built by the process, and the process will build the behavior and the culture, because the commitment is some sort of a result from a strong culture. So if the process is not there, the culture will not be there as well. So I will say, yeah, you can do it from a small team and or bigger team, as long as you have the process, as long as the culture will be there. So the main issue, I think, if we talk about first principle thinking again, uh, let's try to implement the first principle thinking to answer this question. So why is the commitment is not there? You should break it down into smaller issue. Maybe because of, yeah, the culture is not there. So then I think, in if we talk about commitment, um, when I look at it, maybe it because people don't get the vision. Because when you have the purpose, like for example in Binar, we know the purpose is to help our students. So people will have the drive to fulfill that purpose. So sometimes if we don't have the purpose, we will be lack of commitment. So again, tell your team about the vision of the company, the purpose of the team doing the work is for some purpose that will bring the drive for them.
I see. So our next question is from Girish. He said, I just started an Android dev with Java. Can you please suggest me some learning path and resources?
All right. So yeah, maybe you can join Binar, but unfortunately, Binar is conducted in Bahasa. So yeah, I just started Android dev with Java. Okay, some learning path. Okay, first of all, I learned coding from making a project. So this is very like uh, very good example that you can use. You can imagine that you have some project, like really like imagine you have some project from a client, and you can start from there. And if you ask me the path, you can always learn from everywhere, right? But I think the best way to learn is to get someone's source code, like from GitHub and everything, and you start from there. You start questioning like how to build uh, this function and that function, and you can download it from GitHub and start from there. Yeah, I think that's from me. I'm not really an engineer right now, so I'm not the right person to answer this question.
Yeah, but if anything, maybe he can visit Binar's Academy website just to see like what resources are actually provided by Binar Academy itself. So our next question is from Aryan. He said, "Our team is stuck and we don't have any idea for the hackathon. We are a high schooler and we'll use Bubble."
What is,
So I think he needs like some general advice and suggestion on probably where to start.
all right, so what is bubble?
Oh, so Bubble is actually one of our sponsor, and
Oh yeah.
then yeah, so Bubble.io is actually one of our sponsor, and it is like a new way to build like a web application. It's a no code programming tool, and then like our participants can use that tool to
Oh,
build
wow.
their app.
There are many awesome tools in these days, not like when I still a coder. So yeah, you don't have any idea. So again, you can use my tips on critical thinking. First, be aware of everything that happened in your life. Everything, literally like everything. What problems that you have. Do you have any like theme from for this hackathon?
Yeah, so our participants can form like up to four teams. I mean, four members team, and then yeah,
I
they
mean
they will be participating as a team.
the theme like is it like healthcare or
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we do have like competition tracks, and then we have three competition tracks, which is the health competition track, the
hmm,
education, and also the small business and economy competition track. And those tracks represent like a particular team.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you can choose everything in your life and you relate those problems into the theme. So, for instance, like maybe you have difficulties on getting like getting some, I don't know, like connecting with doctors or everything. So try to find your own problem, because that's the best way to create an idea is based on your own problems.
Awesome. So our next question is from Angel Ria. She's asking, can we apply Agile Method to lead a team?
Yeah, of course, agile methodology is the way for us to lead a team, and uh, I love agile because of it's not really like only like a process, but it's more onto like changing our mindset and changing our behavior and culture, uh, the team and ourselves as well. So yeah, if you learn something, try to learn the essence, try to questioning the why. Because when I learn Scrum and Agile, I always try to find the why. Say, for example, why we need to write the user story, and why in the user story they have the what and the why and the who. And I start as questioning also about simple thing like why is it is in Scrum team there are no manager title, and in the book they explain about flat team. Scrum uh, Scrum value a flat team, meaning that there is no boss in Scrum, so they don't put any manager title in their role on each team. In Scrum, the team is consists of Scrum Master, Product Owner, and team member. Even the Scrum Master is the leader. They don't use manager at all because of that. So yeah, again, start questioning why, start questioning how.
Awesome. So we have another follow-up question from Andy. He's asking which one is better, huge team with no commitment at all or small team with full commitment?
Okay, for me, the second one, because eventually in Agile, they teach us to make the team lead. So in Agile, the team should be not more than nine person. So again, for me, the small team is better with the full commitment because the drive is there. So I don't need to tell them what to do one by one, but with the drive, they will always be craving to do something better. So in our methodology in Binar Academy to teach also have like a learning drive. So people with learning drive will learn better than people with no learning drive. So the drive is very important in building a team.
All right. So another question from Gilbert. When we're learning coding, which one is better, using online platforms or studying from programming books?
Okay, it depends. It depends on how uh, your style on learning. So first, you need to again. This is a question about what. So I will answer it with how. So first, you need to ask yourself and learn about yourself. Uh, what the best way for you to learn is it from books or watching videos or even like mentoring session or even with a project based learning. Yeah, you need to analyze first about yourself because the learning style of every people is different.
Awesome. So another question from Stelly. She is asking, how do you know that you are right or wrong during critical thinking? And if we are in the wrong path, how to get over it?
All right. So again, data is the most important thing in critical thinking. So I will say if you have the data in place, um, you will make better decision. And again, if we talk about the solution, there is no right and wrong, because I don't see some decision as a good decision or bad decision, because every decision will give you some lesson. And I wouldn't say like you will be success every time, because you will be failed every time is 100% true. So then there is no wrong and right. Just try, just do it, because you will uh you don't know if whether it's right or wrong before you try and act on it. So yeah, just do it, and then again the feedback loop. You try to get the feedback, you iterate, and you learn from the lesson. And the second question, if we are the wrong path, if we are the wrong path, how to get over it? Yeah, you will be always wrong. You will be always fail again. So don't look at the failure as a failure, but look at as a lesson. So keep learning the lesson, get feedback, learn the lesson, try, analyze, and do it again.
That's really great. So we have a very great question from Kairunisa. She's asking, how do you know if your vision is actually impactful and can serve purpose to the community?
Yeah. So yeah, you can simply like look at say for me, like our students. Angel Ria is our students, and she always be in our talk. So yeah, again, you can just like see whether your purpose is there, whether people really get the impact from what you do. And if not yet, you can always try to to redefine your vision.
I see. That's really great. So I think we have a couple questions, but it's about the event itself, not for Baala. But I'll just like clarify it real quick since we're on broadcast. So for the presentation during the video submission, it can only be in English. So yeah, make sure that the you use English as yeah, while presenting the video submission. And then, yep, I think we have one more question from a Joy. I think this is kind of like a technical question. He's asking if I want to work on an app development, which one should I start with? Android Studio or Kotlin?
Okay. This is not my kind of area to answer, but in Binar we use Kotlin. But you
uh,
need to again ask the why. Ask the why you learn Kotlin or Android Studio. So the why is more important than the what.
that's great. Another question from Valentine. She's asking, what if in the process we realize that agile methodology isn't the best practice and we have to switch to other method, like for example, waterfall method? Have you experienced such thing?
Yeah. So I always see things like this. Agile and Scrum is only a framework. So when we look at something is only a framework, we don't really like need to use it 100%. Not like that. So we can always modify things, but again, if you learn the essence, the why, you will get it. So it's really important to get the essence, to get the purpose of the implementation of each part of Scrum. So yeah, you can modify it in any kind of modifying. So then you don't feel like stuck in like I need to use Scrum. And if you feel that way, you will feel that you fail on implementing Scrum. So yeah, you can always modify again.
So being like adaptable in the process is very important too.
Yes, correct.
So we have a question from Pertama. He's asking, in a professional team, when do you think it's a good time to add a new member, and when is it a good time to stop adding new team members?
All right, this is a tough question, a very tough question. So yeah, in Binar again we use data to analyze this kind of things. We use like time tracking, but in Agile we don't use time tracking. We use story point to define the velocity of the team. So in each sprint or a time box in Scrum, we call it sprint. So the 2 weeks part is we call it sprint. So every sprint, we calculate how many story point is finished, so we can get the velocity of the team. So after we get the data, so in Binar we get uh, one person how many hours they work, and then we can analyze whether we need to get more team or not. That's coming from the workload. But if we look at the the strategy of the company, we also can identify whether we need maybe in in the next year, or yeah, compared to last year and this year, we need more senior people on board in Binar, for example, like that. So there are two types to analyze: is capability of the team and the workload of the team.
I see. Yeah, I don't think we have any more questions, but do you have any last words or last advice for, our fellow hackathon participants here, for them to, excel during the next 36 hours?
Yes. So yeah, for the next 24 hours, right? The hackathon will
It's
be
gonna
in
be 36 hours. So
30.
they're gonna, yeah.
Wow. All right. So yeah, for the 36 hours, I never went to a hackathon, but my advice is that yeah, you need to collaborate with the team, really like expressing yourself to the team. Don't be shy, or don't feel like yeah, I want to express my feelings and stuff. So expressing yourself is the best part to collaborate. If you don't express yourself, your team will not uh, will not understand you. So yeah, just keep doing and keep collaborating, expressing yourself. That's that.
And also implement the critical thinking and agile mindset that you just
Yes,
elaborated
of
before.
course. Of course. So yeah, get all the feedback, small feedback. Maybe you can interview, ask your close friends to use your app, and then get the feedback fast and improve faster.
That's really nice. Okay, so thank you so much, Baala, for being here. Um, your talk was very insightful, and I believe all of our participants here also like found it very helpful for their the upcoming hackathon project. And just a little bit of an information update for our participants. You can submit your dev post videos in Bahasa Indonesia. So yeah, you can like post it both in Bahasa or English. So yeah, you shouldn't worry about it.
Nggak apa-apa lah ya, nggak usah
Nggak
ngatur.
apa-apa. Iya, bisa juga
Your
bahasa
English
Indonesia.
is not good. Yeah, just try.
Yeah, didn't just explore. And yeah, so everyone, also like we're gonna have like another intermission until 3:30 after this. And then yeah, the hackathon period has just started. So you can start hacking and just yeah, happy hacking everyone.
Yeah, happy hacking. Thanks for watching. Thank
Thanks
you.
Mbak Ala.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.